Morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. I am Old Man 102 with the second two just for Twitch. Alright, let me get you all on my window. There we go. We're good. Now, I was messing around with, well, a little bit of beach. Let me grab some speed. So I was messing around with Beach Road a little bit this morning. I have some of it rearranged, but not all of it. So I left a space here. I'm not sure what I want to do there yet, but we can always bring more houses down to continue the beach area. I still have to move these couple houses. Walmart, I made room for Walmart. I got to move the signs. And then I left room here for a service. Oh, excuse me. So left room here for a gas station. And then we'll have, this will all be sand, and we'll put a bunch of beach items and stuff in here. And then I may move this pier a little bit further down, but I think this area here, possibly for some sand, maybe sand mine. Now, I was able to get both. I spent about 3 hours this morning, and I have both the bulk warehouse and the silo both running without error, and all three triggers working, which is huge because now we could do multiple triggers for both input and output on all of the factories. But I'm going to have to move. I don't want the bulk. I don't want the regular silo, which is manual in and manual out, and the bulk warehouse sitting next to each other. So we're going to have to rearrange the home farm a little bit. But I haven't made a decision on how I want to move that around yet, so we're going to leave it. What I want to mess around with today a little bit is I want to do some of the mining. And I've got to decide whether I want to go south with the mining or go north with the mining. I guess it really doesn't matter because both of the monorails will load into the silo or the bulk warehouse. Now, I also spent a couple hours this morning. That's the original coal mine that we've seen in all of our factories. I spent a couple hours this morning, and let me close that. Let's go into here. I grabbed the coal building from the FS19 maps, and I think we're going to use this for our mining. Going to have to rearrange it a little bit, but the monorail should be able to go right through here where we can load the monorail. And now that we have multiple triggers working, we can dedicate that to the monorail, and then we could do a separate pipe to load by a tipper. So we're going to rebuild all of the mines using this guy instead. So the first thing I want to do today is I want to rebuild this mine, and I can do it in the map since this mine's not working yet. So let's just pull it over here for a minute. Let's get it rebuilt, and then we'll decide where it's going to go. So let's open it up, and we're going to have to start tearing it apart. Alright, the grain gate, I'm going to keep for now. We may reuse that. That building's going to go. That building's going to go. I may keep that. Let me keep that for now. May or may not use it. So what does that leave us with? It leaves us with this little guy. Um, we got enough stuff in the map. Let's delete that. Now let me take this guy. You know what? I want to rebuild him outside of the map and import him back in. It's just going to be much easier to do it that way. So I want to grab this coal mine. Let me see if I have it in the map file. Placeables, coal mine, I do. Let's delete this guy out of the map. Let's rebuild him outside the map and then bring him in. It's going to be a little bit easier to build him as a placeable rather than build them in the map, and then we're going to have to rearrange the triggers and stuff. Because I'm going to have to define the size of the building. So let's create a plane, and once we have the coal mine rebuilt, then we could just reuse the same building over and over again for all of the mines. But I want this to have more of the FS19 look to it. Electrical ground thing I'm just going to get rid of. The gate, I'm going to keep that just in case we need it. That building's going to go. That building's going to go. This I'm going to keep, but I may delete it. Discharge pipe, I'm going to keep. And let's go File, Import. I'm going to bring this building in, which is my original mine. Now this guy, unfortunately, I think, does it have all the triggers and everything? If it does, I got to get rid of them. No, it does not. It is just the building, so we can use all the original triggers. So let's go Edit, Cut, Visuals, and Paste. Now, let's zero it out so it's 0, 0, 0, so it's in the center of the build. Actually, I'm going to slide it down so it's offset a little bit. So we should be able to drive the train right through there. We'll have our water trough, so we'll have to put our water plane in. Now this guy gets water and diesel, but I want to. I don't know if we can transport it by train yet. I want to test that today. I want to see if we can transport liquid into train. And if we can, then we'll just put everything in one trigger. One trigger in, one trigger out. And we'll move this around. You know what? Let's test that real quick. This way I'll know how to rebuild the mines. Let's see if we can get like diesel working in the bulk warehouse. Let's stick this one. Let's stick that project on the side for a minute. So I'm trying to hook every single factory to the monorail, to the train system. I have the bulk warehouse open. I rebuilt this XML like 4 times to get multiple triggers working, and I finally got multiple triggers working. I want to try something. I'm going to let's throw diesel in here. Oh, if I can spell. If I can spell. Is that, no, it's still not right. I can't think today. Control, find. Oop. No, let's go down. Liquid DIESEL. Told you I can't spell today. Had it right the first time, I think. Just didn't look right. Let's throw diesel in here. And if that works, we'll throw all the liquids in. I need it there. I need it here. I need it there. I need it there. And then I'm going to need it. Let's throw it. We have to make a. Let's add it to the capacity. Just for a test. Oh, did not want to do that. Oh, I know. Ay. Alright, let's do it the hard way. Save that. So we have it, diesel added to the bulk warehouse just as a test. Now I need to look at the train. So I need to go to placeables, train system. Let's look at the sugar beet wagon. It is set up for fill type category train wagon. Okay, so that's easy. So we go to the fill type categories. We add diesel to the train wagon. Just for a test. Now let's jump in the map and see if we can get diesel working, or liquids working, diesel just as a test, but liquids working with the monorail. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think it has the right fill planes, but let's give it a shot. We may have to rebuild one of the train cars. I'm just gonna start this with all of the mods. I may have to rebuild one of the train cars with liquid triggers and liquid fill planes. Oh, I think I saw a new warning. Hold on. Diesel is not supported as a product input or output. Yes, it is. Yes, it was. Let's crash that a second. Let's go back to the bulk warehouse. I did save it, right? So we have it as a storage. We have it as a storage. We have it as an output. And we have it as an input. Okay, so it's not going to like liquid. So that's going to tell me how I can rebuild my mines. Just want to catch this error. Where are all my warnings? So I don't like loading all the mods. Bulk warehouse storage fill type diesel is not supported as a production input or output. Aha, I know what I did wrong. Bulk warehouse, we have to add it into here. So let's add diesel in. You're going to have to normie today. I did not get much sleep last night. Probably only about 2 or 3 hours. Alright, now we should be able to test this. Like I said, I may have to rebuild one of the cars with liquid triggers. But we shall find out. I'm going to just load without all the mods. I'll show you what I mean with one silo next to the other. I'm definitely going to move them, but I think I want to keep them both on the home farm and within range of the... That's better. So I think I only have BGA errors. I do, because the BGA is not in the map yet. Perfect. So no errors loading. Let me grab... Oh, crap. What do I have to haul diesel around with? I should have loaded my mods. I don't think any of these haul diesel, only water. Oh, let's reload this with my mods. Take a little bit longer to load. I meant to do this off camera this morning. I completely forgot about it. So we may end up working on the monorail instead of the mining today. Alright, so let me grab... I think it's under animals. This guy, because I know he will haul all the liquids. So let's grab this guy. And let's grab Papa Smurf's tractor. And I'm going to need some cash because we're going to have to buy the bulk warehouse. And let me grab a little bit of speed so I don't have to walk as slow. Well, that's what I didn't put on the main farm. I didn't put the buying station in. Well, I'll put a buying station somewhere in town. Probably at the hardware store. Alright, let's cheat this full of diesels because that's the only liquid that we've added to the bulk warehouse. And we'll see if we can load it into the monorail or not. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to rearrange this home farm to get both the silo and the bulk warehouse on the main farm, but not sitting next to each other. What I may have to do is move this pig food mixer and TMR mixer down, redirect this road a little bit, or get rid of this tree, open this up, and then I could put the silo here where it's manual in and manual out, and then keep the bulk warehouse down here so players don't get the two of them confused. But right now I just have both of them in and both of them working. So let's buy this guy. So right now this one's the silo script, manual in, manual out. This one's the warehouse script where you can set it to distribute. But the first test is going to be, let me open the cover. The first test is going to be see if I can get diesel in and out. And then we'll see if we can get diesel to load in the monorail. This way I'll know how to rebuild the factory. So it'll take diesel. I'm going to unload it all so we could test the monorail. Let's see if we can reload diesel. We should be able to. Okay, we're going to get a fill plane, but that's all right. I don't mind that. All right, let's rent one of the monorails. Which one's closest? Neither one. We're going to have to wait for it. Let's come up here. And let's rent this guy. We'll just wait for it. I don't know if we're going to be able to load and unload liquid into the monorail. But like I said yesterday, everything I do is trial and error. And if I can't get it to work, I'll mess around with it off camera. I'll rebuild one of the monorail cars with liquid triggers. Right, train's coming around. All right, now let's change it to the first compartment. Let's open the cover. So the first compartment is the second car back. The first one is just the engine. I still have to put passengers in there. Or maybe I'll make this field a little bit smaller, and we'll put the regular silo over here in the grass, maybe. So I don't want these two sitting side by side. So I don't want you to I don't want the one train to pick up both sets of triggers. Alright, I'm going to get a start filling. Maybe it will let me load diesel. It will let me load diesel. And it's going to let me unload diesel. So we could add liquid to the monorail. You're going to get this weird fill plane that's going to look like rice. There's nothing I can do with it. Or it's going to look like seeds or wheat. There's nothing I can do about that. Other than maybe black out the windows on one of the cars and make it liquid only. I'll get creative, but I should be able to unload it as well. So that's awesome. So we should be able to move liquids around with the train as well. Kilroy, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Spent a couple days getting the monorail working. Don't mind the two silos next to each other. I'm still experimenting. I think we're going to do a dedicated liquid car. And I'll black out the windows so you can't see the fill plane and we'll make it liquid only. That's an easy fix. Alright, now that tells me how I can rebuild the mines. Because now we'll be able to deliver liquids and bulk goods to every factory with the monorail. So now let's go back to the coal mine, and let's rebuild the coal mine using the FS19 model. Now I can rearrange all the triggers. And we can get dual triggers working as well. So let me slide. I'm going to slide this whole thing back just a little bit further. Alright. Now, let's go to... Alright, unload station. I'm going to leave one here. Okay, now it's in the wrong spot. Well, no, it just needs to be lifted up a little bit. So this will be the one for the monorails. We're going to have the monorail come straight through here. So let's get this guy lifted up a little bit and centered on one of these pipes. You know what? Let me make the smoke invisible for a minute. Just so I can get this guy in place. Alright, so our first unload station will be here. And then we make this back visible. So that's unload station, or loading station 1. The unload station, which was over here to add, that's now going to come over to here. So I want to be able to unload with the train. We can make this guy a little bit bigger. Now let's see if that trigger is going to be up high enough. Let me pull them up just a little bit. That should be good there. That's going to be our trigger for the train. So that means this set of warning stripes I will not need. Now, I'm going to put a separate trigger in so you can deliver by truck without having to drive on the train tracks. So I'm going to grab this guy. Let's bring him over here. And if I use this guy, I can get rid of these other stripes. Let's go back to 1 and 1. We'll make that a little bigger, and I can get rid of this set of stripes. That'll clean this up a little bit. Oh, no, let me put that back. I'm going to reuse that set of stripes somewhere else. I'll leave them in. We can always delete them back out later. Back to our grate. So we'll be able to deliver. Let's duplicate. Let's go to our loading station, and let's grab the exact fill route node. I think that's all I need. Oh, you're going to give me a hard time, are you? Let's go to 90. There we go. Oh, did I not duplicate that? I did not duplicate that. Let's put him back. I want to duplicate it first. Then we can pull it over. I'm telling you, I need sleep. Then we're going to have to rebuild the XML to get the multiple triggers working. So that'll be our second input. We're going to need a second output for a truck that is away from the monorail. So I'm going to grab this pipe. Give me the pipe. Let's bring this guy over here. And we'll turn him this way. So this will be our, I'm going to pull him up a little bit further. So this will be our loading for truck. I'll pull him out a little bit further. Now let's leave him just like that. And now I need to duplicate our loading station. So this guy I'm going to duplicate. And I don't need the second AI load node. So that guy can go. So he can come over here. And then he's going to have to come down. Bring him up. Just get him lined up. That'll work. So that's going to be our second place to load. And I'm going to grab this set of warning stripes. That'll work. Now let's pull it over. Let's make it a little bit smaller. So at least you'll know where the trigger is. Now let me save this real quick. There's a couple things I want to import in yet. I was messing around with this morning. Okay, that I'm done with. I can delete. I had to change some textures this morning. Where did I put them? I put them here. So I'm going to grab all of the, I need to export these into the map. Just bear with me a minute. Because I'm going to have to rebuild this, but once we rebuild it, we won't have to rebuild it a second time. I'm going to go 0, 0, and 0, just so I have it right there. Let's go File, Export Selection with Files. I'm going to go Placeables, Mining. I'm going to call this 1. Let's grab 2. And I'm just going to go 0, 0, 0. Let's go File, export to I'm going to need 3. You'll see why in a minute once we get back into once I get them into the map. This one is 3. I'm going to need 4. File, export, save that. I'm going to grab 5. And then let me make sure the textures came over. So placeables, mining. So you need to look at one of them. Alright, textures came over. Alright, now I can import them into here. So let's go. I'm going to create a new transform group. Close some of this stuff. Alright, let's go. So let's create a new transform group. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. I'm going to throw it right here for now. Let's bring in 1. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Throw it in here. And let's work on these one at a time. Just going to stick it like right there for now. Let's go File, Import. Let's bring in number 2. Now, this guy's not going to turn very well. Let's just go, let me just go 0, 0, and 0 for now. Then I can spin him this way. Got to try and make it look like it's going to curve around here. And then I'll piece these back together once I get all of them in. Let's leave that one there for now. I'm going to call this one 1. Call this one 2. Let's go File, Import, 3. And I'll throw him here. Actually, I could have just redid that other one. They're about the same size. Let me delete that one out. I'll use number 2. Let me see what 4 looks like. Look like the same. No, this one's a little bit longer. Which looks like the first one. Alright. I thought I had one that curved. I guess I could be wrong. So let's shorten this guy up a little bit. We're going to have to get him to curve a little bit. Oh, come on. Alright, we'll have to make him a little bit shorter this way. So basically I want this to look like there's coal coming out of here. So let's take... Oh, this one have a curve to it? Or is that one flat? No, this one's pretty flat as well. I'm going to use it anyway. Let's just call it 3 for the heck of it. put him over here. And once I get these rebuilt the first time, then all I can do is duplicate them and move them to the other mines. So I basically want it to look like there's coal coming out of here. Let's make them all, I'm going to make them all a little bit whiter. So let's go 1.3. Let's bring him up a little bit. I'll make him a little bit longer. Then we'll take this guy. Now I got to make it look like he's going around a turn. 1.3. So the widths are about lined up. And then this guy will get slid up a little bit further. This guy's in a little bit too far now. So I got to pull him out a little bit further. This guy. Oh, you know what? I'm going to create a light for a minute, just so I can see. There we go. And then I'll delete that light out. I'm going to make this guy a little bit narrow. Let's go 1.2. What is the other one? 1.3. Let's go 1.25 just for a minute. Oh, I gotta get rid of that. Merge these two into one. The width isn't going to make sense. Let's go back to 1.3. And then we could take this guy. Let's go 1.3. So now I got to get him lined up with this guy. Oh. Stop. Why can't I get these at the same angle for some reason? What's the angle on this one? 49.251, 49.251. Oh, that was the top one. 40 minus 49.251. That should get us close to the same angle. Let's bring this guy out so it's not straight. Now this light's too bright. Let me get rid of that light. I may bring that light in and just move the angle a little bit so it's not as bright. That may work. That may work. Let me duplicate that one. And we'll slide him down. Crap. There we go. So now he is into the ground. Let me do a quick save. Let me bring that light back in for a minute, but I want to turn its angle so it's not so bright. Just so we get a little bit of light, but not like blaring in my eyeballs bright. How is that going to look? Let me adjust this top one a little bit more. Now that I can see a little bit better. It's going to need to be a little bit longer. Wrong way. Alright, that may work. Let's see what that looks like in game. So now I can duplicate this whole thing. And let's move him over here. So once this is done the first time, we won't have to do this again. Why does that angle look off? There we go. That'll work. Let me duplicate it again. Throw it here. That one seems to be a little bit lower. It's not perfect, but I think it's going to give me the look I get once we get this in game. This guy we're not going to need, so I'm going to get rid of him altogether. Squad CS, good morning, Squad. I got the bulk warehouse working with multiple triggers. It only took me like 3 hours this morning and like very little sleep last night. Now I'm rebuilding all my mines, so I pulled this out of my FS19 map because I want this map to have more of a FS19 feel to it. A little bit bigger. And I can move liquids around on the monorail also, which is awesome. Now there's one other fill plan I wanted to bring in. I want to put it here. Let me go File, Import. Let me bring in number 5. And I want to go, where's that new transform group? Let me go, that guy, let's go Edit, Cut, and Paste. Oh, let's go, yeah, I'll show you here in a minute. Now I've got to rearrange the home farm because I want to be able to put both the one running on the silo script and the one running on the factory script, both of them on the same farm, so the players have an option of which one to use. I don't know if I'm going to like that there. Maybe if I angle it a little bit. Let's angle this guy up. Oh, that'll work. Let's make him a little bit longer so he actually goes like right into the ground. And now we're going to have to make him... I made him a little bit too wide. Let's narrow him up. And then we're going to have to shorten him up a little bit. Do I want to get rid of this whole thing? No, I think I just need to make him a little bit more narrow. Still a little too wide, I think. Yeah. A little bit more. Alright, that'll work. That'll work. Let me do a quick save. Yeah, I ended up rebuilding the, this is the bulk warehouse. I rebuilt the loading station once. I rewrote all the scripting a second time. It still didn't work, and when I rewrote it the third time, it worked. So I got to clean this up and delete all them out. But I do have the 3 input triggers working, and I have the 3 output triggers working. Alright. So let's start at the top. Alright, map position. Let's move this guy. Storage can stay where it is. Alright, so we have loading stations. We have our 2 loading stations built. So one, the monorail will run through here. So we can load there with the monorail. We can load here with the truck. We have our 2 stations, so you can load with the monorail or you can load with the truck. Info trigger. Now, what do we want to do with the info trigger? I don't want to make it as big as the factory. I guess we could. Let's make it a little bit longer. Make it a little bit wider. That should be good. Alright, so our spline. This is the spline for vehicles and not the train, so it's going to have to come over here. So that is the one AI spline, and then the other one's going to have to go right on top of it. Because we'll have... No, one of them's load, one of them's unload. Crap. Loading is the one coming out. Loading... Okay, so you have to come over here. You go over here, the other one goes over there. So this one goes there. The unloading has to come over here. Because this is your truck one. Alright, that'll work. So that one goes back invisible. That one goes back invisible. Alright, player trigger. Let's pull the player trigger out. That'll work. I'm going to go Shift and C, the trigger marker, Shift and V, so they're now together. So that takes care of silo. Silo's done. Lights. Lights are... I hate lighting in FS22. Let's put... Well, let me get rid of this extra light out of the mod so we can see where our other lighting is going. Alright, let's put one light, and I'm going to add street lights in, so this isn't really going to matter, but let's put one light over here by where we unload over here. Guesstimate it to be about there. I'm going to go Shift and C. This guy has to go on top of it. And then this guy has to go on top of that one. That's the first light. Let's throw the second light under here for the monorail. Where do we want to put it? Let's put it over. Let's just put it here for now. And we can always move them. Pull that out a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go Shift and C. Shift and V. And Shift and V. Alright, that should be a second light. Alright, so that's done. Clear area. Alright, let's come over here. So let's throw our start over here. And then our width will go over here. And then our height will go over here. Clear area. Level area. Let's grab our start. We'll throw it over here. Width will go over there. And then our height will come over here. Alright, test area. I don't need test area 2. I can get rid of test area 2. So test area 1. That's fine there. That should be fine. Tip occlusion. Let's pull that in a little bit. Alright, that should work. Attachments, visuals, transforms. I think this is going to be our, other than smoke, but I've got to get, I don't have the particles and stuff ready. So we'll do smoke another day. Let's do a save. Now we're going to have to rebuild. Jay Booth, hey old man, how are you? I am awesome because I got multiple triggers working on factories after about 6 hours of pulling my hair out. So I'm super excited now. We can do everything by truck and by train. I'm hoping I left enough room by the monorail for these guys. If not, I'm going to be moving monorail tracks. Alright, let's grab... how'd you get that done? A lot of trial and error. So I rebuilt the loading station the first time it didn't work. Well, the first 4 times it didn't work. That was this trial and error. So I rearranged these about 4 times. It still didn't work. So I completely rebuilt it, a different format, renumbered it, redid the i3D. So I tried trial and error with this one about 4 or 5 times. And then I rebuilt it this way, and it's actually working. So I'm going to actually, so that means every single factory, I'm going to have to rebuild the format for the loading station. which we're going to have to do right now for the coal mine. Let me save this. Let me grab placeables mining. All right, 5, 5, 4, 1, 2, and 3. I'm done with. Let's delete those. Building 1, I'm going to leave there for a minute. I brought this over. I'm going to cut this from here. We're going to go into mining. I'm going to paste that there. I want to do something here first. Let me delete the plane. No, I don't want to. We'll export that out in a minute. All right, let's open this up. I need the icon for the coal mine, which I didn't bring it into the map, I don't think. What's it called? It is called placeable. Under placeables, I want icon coal mine. Placeables. Did I bring the icon over for the coal mine? I did not. All right, let's go grab it. We go to my external storage. Come on, any second. Let's go to the warehouse mod pack. Let's go to, not the warehouse mod pack, the mining mod pack, old man. Mining mod pack. I've been trying it for ages and just couldn't get 2 loading triggers to work. I've got 3 working on the monorail. I'll show you when we go in game. Would you mind if I look at the XML once you get it out? Actually, send me a whisper to remind me, and I'll send you the XML. So send me a whisper to remind me. All right, coal mine. I need the icon. Why does it say? Hold on. Image placeables. Oh, okay. We're going to change it to store. No, I don't want. Do I want this one? Yeah, we'll use this one. Let's grab this one. And let's go into placeables, mining. We're going to pop this in here. So it's going to be mining. It's going to be store coal mine. So this guy is now going to be store. And it's going to be coal mine. And it's going to be placeables, mining backslash. And then that's going to be the DDS. Now, the I3D is also going to be placeables, mining, coal mine. So that'll fix that. We got rid of the second test area, so let me delete that. And let me come down and delete the second test area out of here. Alright, and then we still have the clear area didn't change, level area didn't change, tip collusion area did not change. We have our AI loading and unloading splines. We have our water in, our diesel in. I'm going to take the amount of water down a little bit, just because we're going to have a ton of mines running. Let's take that down to 25. We're going to get coal, we're going to get clean fill, we're going to get silver ore, and I'm going to add, I'm in the process of adding gold ore into the map, so we'll add gold ore. I don't have it quite set up yet. Water and diesel in, coal, clean fill, silver ore out. This loading station has to get rebuilt. So let's grab this whole loading station from here. We're going to copy it up to here. I'm going to put it underneath this one for now. And then this one's going to come out But for right now, I'm just going to green it out. All right, and this is going to be the coal mine. So that'll be the coal mine. Our output is going to be. All right, let me take this down a bit. Take this one down a bit. Once I get this first mine rebuilt, then it's just going to be copy and paste, rinse and repeat to get the rest of them done. You're more than welcome. Like I said, it's taken me almost a year to get multiple triggers working. Now that we have, so let me grab coal, clean fill, and silver ore. Let me copy this. So that's going to go here. That's going to go here. And we only need 2, we don't need 3, so I can actually get rid of this third one. So we're going to have trigger node 1, trigger node 2. Alright, so trigger node 1. So let's go back to silo. These are the loading stations, yeah. So let's grab loading trigger 1. Is our first loading trigger node. So this is just goes to, I believe these just all go to a 2. So that's going to be a 2. Discharge node 0201. Yeah, these just go to a 2. That goes to a 2. That goes to a 2. That goes to a 2. And then our second one is going to be 0220. So you're going to be 0, 2, 2, 0. Discharge node, let's just come up here and grab it, 0221. And then our effect node for the pipe has to come up here. And then our smoke effect. Oh, I missed the first 0. Has to come up to here. And then, we have to add a second exact fill route as well. So down at the bottom, let's look at this guy for a minute. So down here, all I need is the loading station I have to add in. Let's move that over. And I'm going to put it just here for now. So I have to add the loading station and i3D map that guy. Let's grab that guy now. So that loading station down here matches this loading station up here. I don't know if it was in it since it was working in the bulk warehouse here. I left it in. So let's i3D map the loading station, which is this one. So that's going to be 0 and 2. And then I do not need the loading trigger. I don't need because we i3D mapped it up top. Discharge node I don't need because we IT'd it, and then the discharge effect I don't need. The pipe effect I don't need. The smoke effect I don't need. I still need the AI loading node. So the AI loading node is 0203. 0203, so that didn't change. I think everything else should be the same. I shouldn't have to change anything else. We do have to add in a second input trigger. So our selling station, if we go back to the bulk warehouse, we have selling station appears on stats. I'm just going to grab this so we can duplicate it, so we can look at them side by side. Let's grab that guy. Let's put it under here for a minute. So we have selling station appears on stats, supports extension. I'm going to add hide from prices menu. Let's add that up here. And then we have exact fill route. Actually, I'm going to make it a lot easier. We are going to delete this one. That's the old one. We're going to use the new one. Let's delete that because we only have two. So we're going to have unload trigger 1, unload trigger 2. But I'm going to have to change our inputs. I think it was just diesel and water. Is there a limit on how many products and fill types with the limit break mod? The limit break mod, I think it takes it up to 1,152 fill types. I could be wrong, but I think that's what the new limit is. It's either 1,152 or 1,512. I can't remember. Alright, so our inputs are just going to be water and diesel. So water and diesel. Water and diesel. And then we're going to have to reformat it. Let me do a quick save. Alright, so I think I need selling station i3D mapped. I do. Do I have selling station i3D mapped over here? I do not. So let's grab selling station from here. Let's move it over to here. And our selling station is actually unloading station. This becomes selling station, but same things. That's going to be 0 and 3. And then let's go back here. And then I'm going to need, I think, unload trigger 2, unload trigger 3. Yeah, unload trigger 2, unload trigger 3. I'm going to need unload trigger and then unload trigger 2. So let's grab those. We'll move them over here. So unload trigger 1 is going to be 0, 3, and 0. So 0, 3, and 0. And then unload trigger 2 is going to be 0, 3, and 4. So you're going to be 0, 3, and 4. Let me just double check those. Yeah, 0, 3, and 4, 0, 3, and 0. 0, 3, 0, 0, 3, and 4. So map position, let me just make sure nothing else changed. Map position 0, 0. Storage is going to be 0, 1. AI unload node is 0, 2, 0, 3. So that didn't change. Marker loading 0, 2, and 1. Exact fill route node. I don't need anymore. That was the old format. Because we now have... Am I on the right one? Yeah. Exact fill route node I don't think I have because now we have unload trigger and unload trigger. So the exact fill route node I think we can remove. Yes. Because it's now unload trigger 2 and unload trigger 3, so that can come out. Grain gutter link node, I think we're still... No, I don't think... Yeah, that I don't need. I'm going to leave it in, though. I don't think I need it. A unload and trigger. Oh, let's make this smaller. That's what I wanted to do. AI unload node I need to keep in. Unloading marker, info trigger, splines are in, player trigger. Clear. I think we're good. Let me save this. I'm going to get rid of the plane. Save this again. And I'm going to go File, Export Selection with Files, Placeables Mining, Coal Mine. I'm going to save this. I'm going to close this one. So under placeables, under mining, we should have the new coal mine. I may have to fix textures. Mining. Nope, textures are fine. Let's close that. Let's make sure it's going to open. Oh, I got to zero it out. Let me make sure it opens without any errors. Yep, we are error free. So you just need to go to 0, 0, and 0, and let's save that. Now this new coal mine should be ready to put in the map. Do I have the limit break mod unzipped? Let me see. I had it on my desktop. I may have deleted it. Yeah, here. I don't know if it says it in here or not. Oh, I don't want to do that. 1024. 1024 fill types with the limit break mod. Alright, let's see. Let's pull the new coal mine in. So let's go File, Import. Let's pull the coal mine in. And let's see if I... Oh, yeah, we'll have plenty of room with the monorail. We're going to spin it this way to 0. And then the train, or a monorail, is going to run through here. It's okay. I'll have about 300 or 400 products and fill types. I have heaps of room for spare. Yes. Now, how far down? I want to give ourselves some room because we're going to put a coal pit in here also. And then we'll have room to drive around back. We'll have room to manually load and manually unload. You're going to have to pray you don't get hit by the train. Now, I do need to add got to edit the XML for the water. So let me go to, I think it's under, is it under visuals? I need just this water plane. Are you the water plane? You are the water plane. All right. I need to make a couple changes to the coal mine XML. I want to go open up, I'm going to go to Mammoth Mill. I'm going to open up Mammoth Mill XML. I need a line of code for a fill plane. I'm going to need this line of code. So let me copy that so it goes under the capacity. Under the capacity. It is going to be for water. Our node, we're going to call it water. And then I'm going to have to get my heights in a second. So let's save that, and I'm going to grab this first one. Let's copy that over. It doesn't matter, I can throw it in there. Let's call it water. And then I just need my i3D 7, 2, and 8. 7, 2, and 8. Let me save that. And I got to get my height. So our max height is where it's at now. Let me take my speed down a little bit. So my max height, let's grab, which one does it want? Height is the top number. Yep, alright, so I'm going to grab this for my height. So it has to go here. And then my minimum height with no water in the tank. Let's just go right there. Alright, so that should be our water plane. So that water plane should go up and down as we put water in. We have our coal. We're going to dig this down. We're going to put a little bit of a, we're going to dig this down, put a little bit of a pit in here so you can have some coal to start with. So under here you'll be able to load the monorail. Over here you'll be able to load a truck. We have our fill trigger here for the truck. We have our fill trigger inside for the monorail. Alright. I think I'm going to leave it. Well, do I want to, how big of a pit do we want? Let's just slide the whole thing down a little bit further. Why are you? Oh, okay. I didn't go up far enough. Alright, let's slide the whole thing down a little bit further. That'll give us room to dig a little bit of coal into here. Alright, so I'm going to go square. We're going to go dirt for now. Let's go out a little bit further. We'll have room to drive around back. Let's go to like here for now. Then eventually we'll probably run a dirt road across here somewhere. So let's grab just our dirt texture for now. And then we're going to change to our coal texture when we dig the pit down. Something like that. We're going to get this in and test it before I dig the pit and actually put the loose coal in. I'm going to make sure this works first before I spend time digging the pit for the coal. We'll spawn it back in, but we'll take it out for now, but we'll end up spawning it back in. I want to make sure it works first before I spend a ton of time on it. Alright, coal mine. I think we're set. So let's go to... let me just minimize that for a minute. I'm going to go to my documents, my games, mods. Let's go to Angel Mountain, maps. Hang on. I want to look at the mod description first. Do I have to register the mining? I do. So let's grab this guy. It's copied over to the mod description for the new map, but it's going to be placeables, mining, coal mine. And then let's grab maps, map US. I'm going to grab the placeables XML. Let's find the coal mine. Let's copy that over to our new placeables XML. We can throw it there. Our directory is going to be placeables, mining, coal mine. And then we can grab its position and rotation. So let's go here. I'm going to need this height here. I'm going to grab this height, throw it there, and then our rotation is 180, 0, 180. So 180, 0, 180. This should now spawn in its correct position. Let's delete it out. Let me paint a little bit of dirt right in there. And let's save that. Let me make sure it's zeroed out in here. It is, okay. Textures are fine. I think, let's see if it's going to spawn in without any errors. I'm going to be bold. Now I'm going to have to rearrange. Let me go in. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to rearrange the home farm a little bit, but I'm going to need to sleep on it because I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to move the stuff to. Let's grab this guy. I'm going to load all the mods, but I want to see if the coal mine is going to throw any errors. Now that I rebuilt the XML, I want to make sure it's not going to throw duplicate trigger errors like we were getting with the bulk warehouse. And I've got trigger node errors. All right, what did I mess up? Index not found. AI trigger node. Okay, so I left the AI trigger nodes in. That's an easy fix. Let's just do a hard crash for a minute. So we have to fix. Where's my warning? Index not found for the AI node. So I have multiple unload AI nodes in here somewhere. Unload AI node. Unload. Oh, where is it? Oh, maybe I forgot to put it in. I need unload AI node. Where's my AI nodes? Up here. Those are my splines. Alright, hold on. Well, let's do it this way then. Unload trigger. Let me copy that. Let's go in here. I'm going to go control find control V. Where are you at in here? Right there. I think that has to come out. Is it i3D mapped on the bottom? It is not i3D mapped on the bottom. Okay, let's go to the bulk warehouse because that's working. And I have unload trigger AI node here. AI trigger unload down there. Coal mine. We don't have an i3D mapped on the bottom. So bulk warehouse, I only need one, I think. So let me copy that to the coal mine. And then we're going to have to i3D map it. So we got to find the unload trigger node. In the coal mine. AI. It was loading. No, that's the spline itself. All right, hold on. So we have it working in the bulk warehouse. I need to find. What was my error? Unload trigger AI node. Unload trigger AI node. Bulk warehouse. Unload trigger AI node. All three of them are i3D mapped to just one. I got to open up the bulk warehouse and see where it is. Bulk warehouse. What was the number? I got to match it to the other one. It is 10 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think it's in the selling state. That's 8, 9, 10. So it's going to be in the selling station. 10 and 1. So unload trigger node is going to be in the selling station. So in this guy in my AI unload. Is that the unloading node? Unloading trigger node. Yes, so the unloading trigger node is going to be 0, 3, and 2. So over here, our unload trigger node is going to be 0, 3, and 2. Unload trigger AI node, unload trigger AI node, AI unloading trigger node. So that should match. Ice cold 99, hello. So let's close that without making any changes to it. Let's close that without making any changes to it. So our unloading trigger node should now not throw an error. What do I have open? Just the map. All right, let's jump back into FarmSim 22. Let's jump into here. Let's grab this guy. I'm going to load all the mods. See if we get any. See if it turns red this time. Nope, so the only warnings we have is the BGA, and that's not on the map, and we have the warnings for the train crossings, and they're not fixed yet. So, the coal mine should now be fine. Let's grab $1 million. Let's grab some speed. Now, like I said earlier, I have, and I'm going to move them because they're just here temporarily. So this guy runs on the silo script. So manual in, manual out. I can load on the ground with a tipper, and I can load up top with both monorails. This guy is the bulk warehouse. That runs on the factory script. This guy you can set to distribute. It will now load on the bottom and by both trains. This I couldn't get working yesterday. So I want them both on the farm, but I don't want them next to each other. So I'm going to take the bulk warehouse, I'm going to slide it over here in its space, but I want them a full monorail width apart. So I'm going to take the silo one. I'm going to slide it up here. I'm going to put it in this spot here. And then we may have to move the pig food and TMR mixers. And that'll fix the home farm. We should now have a working coal mine with the monorail running through it. Oh, I got to fix that marker. That marker's up too high. All right. Again, we're going to dig this out and put some coal in the ground. I just want to make sure this is going to work first. We should be able to buy it. We don't own the land. We own the land. We should own the whole map. Buy production point. 75,000. All right, so now that we own it, Storage is empty. We need water and diesel. We're going to get coal, clean fill, silver ore, and we will also get gold ore, which I don't have working 100% yet. So let me grab store delivery mod. Let's grab Winston's truck. And let's grab Papa Smurf's. I'm just going to lease it as it is for now. And we'll throw, what did I add to the monorail? Diesel. Let's throw water in here. So I'm testing the monorail with liquids. I don't have it completely working yet. But I have it hauling diesel around. But it's not perfect yet. Let's fill this guy with water. Just so I know the triggers are going to work. Oh, where was I? I was definitely not. Am I on the cab or am I on the trailer? I'm on the trailer. Why didn't I get water in there? Still no water. That's the truck. That's the trailer. Can I not cheat water in this guy? Oh, there we go. I was on the wrong one. There we go. Now I got water. Alright, so the ground, let's test the ground trigger. I can't put water in the monorail, but I could put diesel in the monorail. Okay, so why am I not getting a trigger? Not getting a trigger for the water. Is the trigger in the ground too far? No, I got a trigger there. The trigger may be up too high. So what happens when I rebuild factories? You got to mess with the triggers. Is there an unload open? No, no hatch to open. Did I load water or did I load salt water? I think I loaded salt water. Let's try that again. Maybe I loaded salt water. Water. There we go. That looks better. I think I loaded salt water in there. There we go. Now I can unload water. So that's going to work. Since I cannot put water in the monorail yet, let's see if it registers the trigger. It does. Let's dump water in there. Alright, let's call this monorail. We'll have to wait for it to arrive. I'm going to make sure I can put diesel in it with the monorail. So let's rent this train. We'll have to wait for it to make a complete loop. Where's it at on the map? It is... That's the south monorail. North monorail, we're going to have to wait for it to come all the way around the map. But in the meantime, let's grab a tipper so we can put coal in it. We'll make sure the output triggers work. So I should be able to unload by truck or by train. We just have to wait for the monorail. So he's got to make his way all the way across the top of the map and then start coming back down. So we just got to, now it's a waiting game. Wow, I've missed a bit, or you have been very busy. I've been super busy. Ice Cold 99, oh my god, this looks great. I'm sorry, I'm catching up. When is this card ready? I'm only on day 7 of the build. And I'm rebuilding and converting a, a lot of stuff from FS19 in this map. I want this map to look more like FS19 than FS22. It's going to function like 22, but I want it to look like FS19. So I'm converting all my buildings over, which is very time consuming. So this is going to be a long build. We're probably 6 months out. But I also want to put every single factory along the train. So I want every single factory to load by train and by truck. So I have to rebuild every single factory for the map. So it's going to be a long build. And I have the monorail working. But the monorail does not move people around the map. The monorail is going to move liquids and bulk around the map. I just have to fix the liquid car. I was experimenting with it this morning. It's not 100% finished. All right, where are you on the map? All right, you're coming towards us. It's going to look funny. I'm going to cheat diesel into the Oh my goodness, excuse me. I'm going to cheat diesel into the car, but right now it looks like seeds, but ignore that. It's going to get fixed. Let this guy come over here and stop. And we'll jump in it. These train collars are going to move. They're just temporary. So let's jump into here. Let's go to the first car. I'm going to cheat diesel in it. It's going to look funny. Ignore it. I just don't have a dedicated liquid car yet. Come on, give me... Did I not add... I should have added diesel. This thing should load diesel. It shouldn't load any pallets, so I gotta fix this guy. So why was it working earlier? Because I had diesel in it earlier. Why am I not getting diesel now? There it is. Like I said, ignore it. It's going to look like seeds. I've got to fix it. This is just temporary to make sure it works. So when we come back to the factory, I should be able to unload the diesel in it. We'll have a dedicated liquid car. Awesome. So I can unload. We'll be able to put all of our liquids in here with the train. So let's throw the diesel in there so this factory fires up. I'm going to leave it here for now. Let's just get it out of the triggers. This factory should, make sure it's activated. Okay, we're making coal, we're making clean fill, we're making silver ore. Let's speed up time. So we get some product in here. Ice Cold 99, sorry my bot gotcha. That should be good. Then just enough to test the triggers with. Alright, so this trigger over here should work. If you want to unload directly into a tipper, so I'm going to leave the coal. Let's grab the clean fill. Okay, so that trigger works. So no issues there. Let's load coal into the monorail. I'm going to go second car back, well, second fillable car, which is the third car back. I got to open the cover, and we should be able to load coal in here. There we go. Start filling. Can I push my camera back? I can't. Let's flip it this way. Alright, I'm going to go start filling. Let's grab the coal. Coal is going into the third car back. We'll grab all of it. I'm going to leave this guy here for a minute. Let's go down to the home farm for a second. Oh, that's fine. Let's jump down here a second. Again, ignore these. They're side by side. One of them's going to move. But I want to be able to buy this guy, which is the bulk warehouse. And that will automatically distribute to the rest of the factories. I want to make sure we can unload this coal into both of those. One's the silo and one's the bulk warehouse. The setup is temporary. One of them's going to move. So the idea is this train, or the train 1 or train 2, will go through every single production point. So the valley part of the map that we're driving through now is going to be farming. The mountain level of the farm is going to be all the production. But your main farm is going to be your storage point for all of your bulk and liquid goods. Let's use the bulk warehouse for now to unload the coal into. So it's not going to be this first trigger. That's why I want to move them. I don't want them next to each other, so it picks up both sets of triggers. So the second car back has our coal. There you go. So I'm going to unload that into the bulk warehouse. I'm going to jump out for a second. Now this guy should have our coal in it, and it does. So this guy you can set to distribute. Um, so from this guy here, you can store it, you can spawn it, you can sell it, you can distribute it. So this guy acts like a factory. This one, but it only holds 5 million liters. This one is your manual in, manual out silo. This guy's empty. So let's go back up here. Now I should be able to load the coal back in here. So I can load my silo, I can load my car and unload my train. Let me back it up a bit, or I could put it into the regular silo, which is going to move. So right there, I can unload my coal. Oop, let me stop moving. I can unload my coal into the regular silo, which is manual in and manual out. So this guy should now have coal in it, and it does. And then I can reload the monorail if I want to from this guy. So they're both going to work with multiple triggers. So the coal mine is just the first one of many factories going into the map. So we know it's going to work. All the triggers work. So we'll come back to the coal mine. I want to fix the home farm so it's not so confusing. We're going to move the silo, which I also have to move the pig food mixer and TMR mixer. I want to fix the home farm first. And we're going to recolor one of them a little bit. And then we'll get back to the coal mine. So I'm going to go File, Import. I'm going to import placeables, bulk. I'm going to bring the bulk warehouse in. I'm going to grab its position from here. But I'm going to move it to where this silo is. This silo is going to come down here somewhere. I'm thinking here, which now we're going to have to reposition the triggers. But I think it's going to go there. This guy, I want back one bay. So this guy we're going to have to move. So it spawns in here instead. That looks good. So let's grab its new position. So I need to change just the top number. So that guy will now spawn in that position. Let me go File, Import. I got to bring in the Railroad Silo 01 because we have to move those triggers. So those triggers are down here. So let me grab these coordinates, throw them here, and I got to slide. Oh, where'd they go? I missed it. Shift and V. There we go. So now we got to slide these guys down to its new position and line it up with this guy. Should be right. That should be perfect right there. So now we need to reposition this guy so it spawns in over here. And I just need to redo the top number, which is this guy. So let's save that. So that's going to spawn in over. That'll spawn in over here. Now they should be far enough apart where the triggers won't interact with each other. So now I need to import. Now we have to move the pig food mixer and the TMR mixer because now they're going to be in each other's way. So the pig food mixer, let's grab its position. And it's going to be 0, 90, and 0. Uh, 0, 90, and 0. Why does... Oh. No, that's not right. That's the pig barn. Oh, I grabbed the pig barn, not the pig food mixer. So that didn't look like it was in the right position. I need these coordinates. And it's going to be 180 minus 90, 180. Let's try that again. That's better. What did I say it was? It's spun the other way. So let's just grab these. And we'll replace that guy. There we go. He's sitting that way. That's pig food mixer. It may or may not be in the way of this guy. I just wanted to double check. And then let's bring in... so file import. Let's bring in the TMR silo. That still doesn't look right. TMR silo, let's grab these coordinates. They go there. Yeah, I think they're going to end up on top of each other. And then it's going to be 0, 90. Okay, so they're not going to be in. They may not be in the way of the silo. I thought they were going to be in the way of where I put this guy. I may slide them down a little bit further. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room. Let's pull these guys down this way a hair. So we'll slide him down. We'll slide this guy down. Where's my... I can't see it. Where is it? Right here. Let's pull this guy down. Nikki Fizz, good afternoon. That should give us enough room for the new silo and give us enough room to get around these. So we just need to reposition these. Alright, so pig food, which is the top one, is going to be 39. So we don't need to move that number. We don't need to move that number. We need to change this number. So let's save that. And then our TMR mixer should be the bottom number. 4876, yes. We just have to change that number. So let's save that. So let's delete the TMR mixer. Let's delete the pig food mixer. Did I reposition the railroad silo 01? 20.478, 99.942, 144, I did. So that has its new position. I'm going to double check myself. Alright, so that has its new position. So those triggers will now spawn in the correct position. So that can come out And then our bulk warehouse should now be repositioned. Where's my bulk warehouse? Up here. So that should now be repositioned. 219.92. Yes. So we can delete that out. Save the map. Let's jump back in and make sure everything's in its correct position. Then we can finish the coal mine. So let's jump back in game. Let's delete that save. Let's grab that empty slot. I'm going to load all the mods this time. We should be good. The only thing that should turn yellow is the BGA, it's not in the map yet, and the triggers for the crossing signals, which are not fixed yet. Those are our BGA warnings. Those are our crossing, no other warnings, errors. Awesome. So let's just grab a truck for now. Oh, what's a good color for today? Let's go with the nice rust. The vehicle shop's not in the map yet. So this is temporary vehicle shop. And we're gonna fix the, before we get into the mine, I'm gonna fix the monorail for a liquid car. So this is gonna be our regular, we're gonna change the colors on one of these two. So this one's the regular silo, so manual in, manual out. The other guy down here is our bulk warehouse, and this one will distribute. You can set this one to distribute. So I can load on the ground by a tipper, and I can load both trains into it and unload both trains back out of it. Same thing with the silo. So the silo, again, manual in, manual out, but it holds more. So that one I think holds just shy of a billion liters, I think, of each product. So this should be the home farm done. Grass dryer, all the animal pens, 3 fields, which I don't know how many you're going to own at the beginning, maybe just one of them. Water fill trigger right here. So the home farm is going to be really convenient. So come off the home farm. I'm calling this the main entrance. Off. So if we head north, we'll head up to the mountains. East and west, we'll head up the mountains. And then we can drive around the main farm. This part of the map, the valley part of the map, is going to be all mining. The mountain part of the map is going to be all of your production. And then over here, I'm calling that the back entrance to the farm. And then this road will go down to the FS19 Ritchieville Beach Road. I don't have it finished. It's just a placeholder for now. I have most of the buildings in. I'm in the process of converting all the buildings from FS19 over to 22. So we'll have McDonald's and Wendy's and Walmart and Lowe's and all of the buildings we were familiar with. So that's and then, so the side of the road where Walmart is the only place I can put it, but the rest of it's residential. This side of the road is going to be where all the businesses are. So once I get everything converted, we're going to convert the banks, the McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts. I want to convert everything over from 19. It's just really time consuming. And then this will take us back up the mountain, which all of our production will be up here along the monorail tracks. So I want to get every single factory where you can access it by truck and by train. So again, it's just going to slow the build down because I got to rebuild every single trigger on every single factory and redo the XML work for every single factory to make multiple triggers work. And then after all the factories are in, we'll get the crossing signals in. So now that we know that this works, let's dig ourselves a coal mine. You should have a look on the mod sites course. I have seen some of the things from FS19 that have been made into 22. I'm going to convert my own over. This way I won't be accused of using anybody else's. So the home farm is now done. And our silos fixed, our bulk warehouse is fixed. I'm going to spawn this coal mine back in for a couple minutes so we know exactly where it sits. Placeables, mining, coal mine. So let's grab the position of the coal mine. And it's going to be 180, 0, 180. So it's going to be 180, 0, 180. Alright, so that's the position of our coal mine. Over here, so we'll have a road in, a road out. We know the triggers work for the train and the truck. Yeah, fair call. If it's yours, then you will have no problems. Yeah, I want no problems. Alright, so the top of our mine is at 120. I don't want to dig down too low. So let's go to square. Let's go to replace. Let's go to just 115 for now. And we'll bring this down. Is that going to be too low? Well, how do I want to do this? I wanted to angle it down towards the road so it's a little bit deeper. All right, let me leave that. That should be fine. We can make this as big or as small as we want. I don't want it super big, but I am going to take it, I think, down this way a little bit further. So let's take it straight down this way for now. Am I on? I am. Let me take my speed down a little bit. Let's take this out. Now, I want to leave room for trees along the road, so I don't want to go all the way out to the road. Let's take this out a little bit further. That should be good. Let's try and get a straight line across here. We can even do a little ramp down on this side. And then we can go over closer to the monorail. We can even go like, if I dug this down low enough, we can get a vehicle under the monorail tracks. We can go over even a little bit further, but we'll just go up to the tracks for now, and we'll see how much room we have. It's really hard to tell size and scale in the editor, so I'll probably dig this out and see what it looks like in game before we put the mining materials in. And then I want to also fix the gold ore. So we can add it to the mines. Because now that the first mine is built, all I have to do is copy them. Now I'm going to want a ramp coming down somewhere over here. I'm going to push this back a little bit further. Actually, if I have to readjust those, how far down do they go into the ground? Okay, it's not going to be quite long enough, so let's just go there for now. Some of these will dig down, some of these will dig up, so we'll do a little bit of elevation changes as we go. Alright, now we got to get so let me take this back, and I got to get a ramp over here somewhere. Coming up. Let me just push this back a little bit. So we'll have a ramp coming down in. Alright, let me think. We can have enough room here to drive through without falling in. We're not. Let me put some of this back on this side. Just through here. Let me go back to 120. I want you to be able to drive a road train through here and pick up. So that should give us enough room there. To drive a road train through. Now, if we have to, I can dig this side down a little bit lower. We can go across the street, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. Alright, I need a ramp over here coming down in. Alright, so our lower level was 115. So let's go to 116. We'll just take it all the way across. So 116 there. And then we'll go to 117. And we'll push this back a little bit. And we'll take it up to 118. And then we'll take it up to 119. And then I should be able to just smooth and blend all this together. So let me go to my round brush. And then I should be able to just smooth all this out. So we have a nice, easy slope coming down in here. On this side. That looks pretty good. Let me go back to square for a minute. Let's take this back to 115. I want to clean that little hump up a little bit. Right there. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to do a quick save. So yeah, let me minimize this a second. So if I go to, is it this one? Nope. This one. So I already have Walmart converted. I converted KFC. I was converting that this morning. So I have KFC. There's no errors in the log for KFC. And I also have McDonald's converted. I don't have them in the map yet. So I have McDonald's converted. There's no errors in the log. So that guy's ready to come into the map. So that's looking pretty good. Alright, let's grab let's leave it on square. do I have the coal texture in this map? I do. Let's get the coal on the ground. Come on. I've been pulling, I know somebody converted Goldcrest Valley over. I've been pulling a lot of those buildings out of the Goldcrest Valley map. I'm going to do the walls a different color so they offset a little bit. So even if it goes up the wall a little bit right there, I'm not too concerned. Now let's take this guy. Let's bring it up to about there for now. Probably change a lot of this to dirt, but I'm not sure yet. So for now, let me bring dirt up to the edge. I can always change it back later. So let me get dirt over here. Let's get some dirt along this side and all the way down through here for now. And we'll figure out what's going to be coal, what's going to be dirt, what's going to be grass. All right, I'm going to go to round. We're going to go to dark rock. And we're going to get our rock color in along here. Just to offset the color a little bit. Let's take this down. Yeah, a little bit lower on this side. fade it in. Well, we'll work it in a little bit here. So we have a little bit of a hill here yet, I think. So let's just work it out like right there. So that's going to be this. Let me do another quick save. Trying to make my own as I'm only new to making maps and mods. I want to learn Blender because eventually I want to make all of my own buildings. Alright. So let's paint the coal in. If I have the right bit numbers. Let me grab my notebook. Where did I write the bit numbers down? Let me grab my other notebook. Alright, so we're going to go to... Let me make this a little bit smaller. Alright, we're going to go to terrain detail height. Bit 5 should be coal. 6 and 7 should be our first height on our coal. Yeah. This one. And we can even take the coal out here a little bit. You can work your way down in to get it. I'm going to take the price of coal on this map. I'm going to take all the mining materials on this map, and we're going to turn the prices back up to where they were in FS19. So if you want to make your first bit of cash selling off mining materials, you can. So I'll probably start you with one field and, well, the main farm, one field and the coal mine I'll probably start you with. Alright, so let's go up to level 8. I'm not going to go up to level 11 this time. I'm going to end it at 10 so it's a little bit shorter. And hopefully we won't get that like breaking effect. So let's go 8 and 9. And we'll go up a little bit more in height. Leave a little bit of a lip between the two layers. And I'm just going to go up one more level to bit 10, and that's going to be, I'm going to max my height out there and see if that helps with the visual. Well, when you go to mine it, you don't get that breaking like we did in on the other maps. I don't know if that's the answer to the problem or not. Oh, I'm not quite level right there. Where am I at? We'll come back and level that out in a minute. Since I have this working, I don't want to change for a minute. This should be plenty of coal for a while. And we'll go, let's see, that should be 115 on my height. Let's turn terrain detail height off. Let's go to replace 115. Yes, just smooth that back out. Get rid of that hump. Now we're going to need a road coming back in here. Probably put the road in between. So we'll probably put the next mine next to this one. We'll probably do some kind of road coming back to this guy. Probably won't do a road around to this side, but you can make your own. So this back here will probably just be grass, maybe just grass and trees. So I'm thinking is some kind of road coming back this way so you can pick up your product by truck here. We can load product here by truck. You could still do a U-turn and then come back out, and then we'll have our next mine sort of down here near this one. Let's do. Let's delete. Now we're done with the coal mine completely. Hang on before I delete it out? Do I want to do anything else with the textures? So if we're going to have a road coming around here, let me change this back to dirt a minute. Oop. And am I on round or am I on square? I'm on round. So let's bring this over this way. You should be able to still drive around back. Now, do we want to do some kind of a dirt road over on this side? We're going to have to snake around one or both of the monorails. Maybe a dirt road just through here, coming back around this way, something like this. I want a width of about a single lane road. So let me fix my width. Just want to go about this wide. So if we bring a road in, it's going to roughly go somewhere through here. I need a little bit of a level spot, put a crossing gate in. So I can put a crossing gate there for the train. And then we can snake it back over this way. And we can come up to the road. Something like that, and we'll just put some trees along it. And then this will get us a road coming back in through here. So we can even snake this around this way a little bit. And then oh, perfect. We can still underpaint this. So let's take our dirt texture over to here. And then we'll come out something like this. Again, I can just change this later if we don't like it. So do something like that, which will allow me to put a little bit more coal in here. So let's go back to terrain detail height. Bit 5 is coal, 6 is our first height. Why do I have my ground angle at negative 135? That should be 0. That should... oh, hold on. Why am I not getting bit? Oh, because it's on terrain detail, not terrain detail height. Alright, bit 5. And then 6 is my first height. So let's just throw a little bit more coal in here and make it work towards it. We can bring this out a little bit closer to the monorail. So I'll have a road coming in, trees and bushes through here, a little bit of coal on the ground, work your way down in. I'll throw a little bit more in here. And then we can even work it up here a little bit. That should be good. Now, I'm not going to take this mine out yet. Let me do a quick save. I'm good at painting and changing the color of things, but not good at building factories. I pull more of them apart. Yeah. It's just time consuming in practice in Giants Editor. I may change this road up a minute. Alright, I'm going to do something before I pull that mine out. Alright, I'm going to grab... let's make that invisible for a minute. This guy I am going to duplicate. Oh, crash. Damn it! I hate giants. That's why I save often. See how much we lost. I think I did a save before I came over here. Does it have the extra coal? It does. Alright, so I did a save before I came over here. Let's come back over here. I'm going to take this water. I want to just turn it invisible for a second. I want to take this guy. I want to duplicate it. There we go. Let's just get him out of the way for a minute. And I'm going to take my water. Oh. And I'm going to make it back visible. Alright, this guy, our extra cube. needs to come over here. I'm going to resize it. Let me get it square. It's going to have to come down in size. You'll see why in a couple minutes. Let's bring this guy down so he is just under the ground. Well, I'm going to leave him on the ground for now. Let's pull him back. I want to be able to put the next factory on top of this guy. Let me make him a little bit longer this way. You're not going to see this from this height. This is going to allow me to do something. Now, I'm going to need also something coming in this way, and I'm thinking it's going to be another road. That'll separate the two mines. I lost about 3 hours of work in the editor earlier today, stupid giants. Yeah, that's why I save as often as I can. I've learned my lesson more than once. I'm going to try something with the road system here in a minute. I'm going to grab this T. I'm going to duplicate it for a minute. We're going to slide it down this way. We're going to spin it this way. I'm going to have to fix the road underneath it. But I need this road for a reason. You'll see why in a couple minutes. So if I come straight back there, I can adjust that base later. Where does this section of road fall? Right smack dab in the middle. Let me pull that out there for now. Oh, cool. So if I take this T, I slide it down just a little bit, then I just got to put a little section back in here. So this T, let's fill this gap on this side. And then I'm going to grab, do I have a 50 on the upper level somewhere? 50 meter. What level are you on? Oh, you're right there. Perfect. Let's duplicate you. Bring you down this way. And we'll have to make you a little bit shorter. So 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 1. Ooh, 0.71. Nope. 0.705. There we go. That closes the gap. Then we take this road. Let's bring him back this way. We flip him over this way. Bring him back this way. And then, okay, one more is actually going to work out perfect. Now, this guy, I want him right at ground level. I don't like how it looks though. I wish it was the textures weren't stretched. It's because the concrete is stretched. I need something to build a tunnel under. Oh, so I want to come back this way. You know what? Let me take this guy down. If it doesn't look as stretched, it may not be so bad. Because I can put two of these back to back. I might be able to live with that. What height? So it's at 0.92. Let's go 3, 4. Five. That should be like right at ground level. I got to get it off the coal, so I got to make this guy a little bit smaller on that side. Like right at ground level. I don't want this guy. Yeah, sticking up too far. No, let's go back to 5. That's the lowest I'm going to be able to go with it, I think. And then for the next mine that we put next to it, I could put like storage garages and stuff back here. So for now, I'm going to duplicate this cube. I'm going to put another one over here for now. Because what that's going to allow me to do is we're going to lose a little bit of grass. That's all right. Because what it's going to allow me to do is tunnel underneath it. So let's come over here. I've been putting this off, but it's got to get done. Because over here, we have a road going inside the waterfall. So there'll be a road over here going inside the waterfall. So we have our first cave over here. But I want to connect all of these together. So we'll have one big cave system. I'm going to stretch this water across the road because I need access to tunnel under the road. What height is this? So let me come back to, what are you on down here? You're on meadow. That's fine. What's my height down here? 88, perfect. So I'm going to have to fix the water, which is fine. But let's take this back to the road, not that far. Let's take this back to the road. So I need access under the road to tunnel. So I'm going to have to fix this cube. No. This cube has to get made a little bit longer. And then the water's got to go a little bit longer. So this guy, let me stretch him out slowly. And I may have to drop his height down a little bit. So I don't want it to affect any plowing or anything. That should be big enough for now, maybe. I can always come back and adjust it. This water plane's also going to have to go a little bit bigger now. A little bit longer. Oh, not that long. So let's go 0.4. Nope, it was 0.2. Let's go 0.25. There we go. So we'll pull him back. And what I may do is I actually may pull him back and we'll do another water feature back here. Now I'm going to take our road system for the time being. And I'm going to turn them invisible. Because that's going to allow me to see where I can tunnel under here. Oh, I can always put it, it's easier to put it back than it is to tunnel it out. So we're going to come back, we're going to put a little bit back right there. I've been dreading doing this. Let me make my road visible a little bit to make sure I'm not, you know what, if I'm going too wide I can fix it. It's easier to fix it than it is to dig it, believe it or not. I'm going to change this to square for a minute. So we're going to have a whole network of tunnels in this mountain. And we'll see, once we get it built, we'll jump in game and see if we can get like a truck in here. If not, I can put it back. It's easier to put it back than it is to take it out. I just don't know if it's going to be wide enough. I've been dreading doing this. Well, I didn't know you could do that, make tunnels. It's like having a two-story map. It is. But you got to put something on top of it to make it. So you got to disguise your tunnel. So I like to disguise mine with like water and roads. And we'll do like a concrete platform. And we'll dig underneath that concrete platform. Oh, I gotta fix the monorail so we can get a liquid car. That's the other thing I wanted to get done today. And I gotta fix gold ore. So after we do this tunnel, we're gonna fix those two things. before we build our next mine. We're getting there. Now, once this main tunnel's done, then we can just branch off of it wherever we want. If I have to make that road just a hair wider, I will. If there's any gap between it. Or I could put a gray platform underneath it. So we'll see what we can do to disguise any holes. A little bit further. I'll do a lot more of this tunneling off camera. I just didn't have time to get it before I hit the live stream today. Too far. Alright, let me do a quick save. Alright, I'm gonna put the roads back visible for a minute. Because I gotta underpaint this one so I know where to bring all my texture, my tunnel back. So I'm gonna go to concrete. And then we'll run this back. Let me take this to 120 for a minute. We'll take it back to 88 in a minute. I just want to smooth out that low spot. So back to 88. Let's take this guy back. Take that guy back. Alright, now let's take our roads. We'll make them invisible again. Throw a little bit there. Alright, so back to 88. I've got to make my square smaller again. Then we're going to come back this way. So I can, oh, no, not there. Now, let me tilt my camera a little bit. Make this smaller. Come on. I want to take, round this corner a little bit. Round this corner a little bit. Like that. And then we should be able to take this straight back. And I don't know if it's going to be big enough till we get back in game. Guess we can come down in here and see. Yeah, we should be able to get a vehicle in there. So hard to tell scale and size when you're in the editor. Alright, now this will give us a big area to work through. Let me make that guy invisible for a minute. Now I'm going to have a hard time seeing where his edges are. So he's right to the trees. Right, so he's this wide to the trees. So if I go square. Oh, we're going to have our monorail underneath us. That's all right. I can come out. I'm going to have to probably make that road a little bit wider. Alright, leave it there for now. And then I can come over as far as... Well, I can't come all the way over because our coal will fall down. But so let me pull this coal back a little bit. So let me go to... Let me do a quick save first. Alright, so let's go down to terrain detail height. I'm going to change this to subtract for a minute. I'm going to pull this coal back a little bit so it doesn't fall in underneath the platform. So I'm not sure what I'm putting there yet. So this side, let's go back to replace on 88. So we should be safe to come underneath this factory. Oop, not that far. I should be safe to come underneath here. Up to not that far. Well, I'll put the dirt back. It's easier to put the dirt back. Up to about there. And then we'll go to 120 and we'll square this edge off. That should get us in and underneath. Oh, we're not in. Alright, let's make that invisible for a minute. So if we go straight back, oh, 88. So if we go straight back here, we should be good. So let's make that visible. Let me turn terrain detail height off. So we're just on meadow. I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be underneath here. Let's take this down so we're smooth and square. We have our road coming in. We just got to take that little hump out right there. Come on. Am I on? I'm on replace. Come on, take that little lump out right there. There we go. So we should have a nice tunnel through here. May have to fix a little couple spots here and there. So we should have a tunnel underneath here. We'll have our tunnel underneath the road. Let's work our way back and fix these. And we'll work our way back to underneath a waterfall. Right here. Oop. Right here. And then we're going to have to fix this a little bit. Come on. Fix that. Come on. There we go. And that's going to get us into our main let's make the roads visible. I'm going to have to fix a little bit right here. I'm going to eventually take this water all the way across. So the water's on this side. We'll put a bridge here, kind of, sort of. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to fix that yet, but let's leave it for now. Let's come back this way. So roads are visible. Roads are visible. We should have a tunnel going underneath here. We should have a tunnel underneath our coal mine. What do we have? So we got part of the coal mine sticking down. So I'm going to have to make this block a little bit thicker. And we're going to have to readjust its height because when I make it thicker, it's going to mess me up. So let's take this guy, and on the thickness, let's go like 2.5. And we're going to have to pull it back down. Let me take my speed down. So it's at 1.92, 0.5, 0.8, and let's go 1.2, 1, 5. So 1 minus 1.25. Does that hide? It almost hides our part of our mine that's sticking down in the ground. I got to go a little bit thicker, so I'll take the thickness up to 3. I thought I saw a little peak over here. I did. Am I on 88? I am. Let's smooth that out. So let's take the thickness to 3. I'm going to have to pull it back down. And I'm going to have to do the same with the other one. So let's take the thickness to 3, and we'll have to pull it back down. So let's go minus 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 is about perfect. Does that hide anything sticking down from the mine? No, there's part of the mine sticking down yet. May have to live with it. I really don't want to make this guy too much thicker than what it is. And let's do the same thing with this cube. So we'll take this cube, we'll make it thickness of 3, and then minus 1.5. Should get them even. Let's see if we can get it safe without crashing. Alright, let's do a save. Perfect. Let's jump in game. Let's see what the coal mine looks like, and we'll see what our cave system is starting to look like. And then I'm going to get out of here for a late lunch, early dinner, whatever it's going to turn into. I'm going to load all the mods. Now the problem is when I teleport to the coal mine, it may put us underground, so I may have to move the teleport node. You know what? Let's test that first. So if we teleport ourselves, this should be the coal mine. Let's visit that. Is it going to put me on top? It's going to put me on top of the ground. Perfect. So it's not going to drop us through the ground. How does our coal? Did I get the right texture? I did. So we have our coal. Let's grab a little bit of speed. So we're going to have our road coming back. Monorail will still come through here. We have all of our working parts on top. We'll have our coal, which is awesome. All right, and then we'll have our working mine. I still got to put some smoke effects in. So this is awesome because we can... Why is the trigger not working? Darn it! That trigger shouldn't be visible. I've got trigger issues. I've got trigger issues. Triggers aren't working. Why are the triggers worked before and they're not working now? What errors am I getting? Why are my triggers not working now? They worked earlier. I I know why. We left it in the map. I wasn't supposed to. All right, hold on. Let me get out of the game for a minute. I'm being an idiot. I was supposed to delete this coal mine out of the map. Let's delete that out. Let's do another quick save. I'm going to head off soon. The sun is starting to rise here. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to be out of here in a couple minutes. As soon as we check out our tunnel system, now that the map is saved, I don't have one coal mine spawned in on top of the other one, because that's exactly what happened. The one that was left in the map spawned in, and then the one that spawns in as a placeable spawned in. Alright, so before we check out our tunnel system again, let's teleport ourselves back to the mine. Alright, now our triggers are working. Alright, perfect. I was just being an idiot because I forgot to delete the other one out of the map. Alright, so we have our coal mine. Everything looks good over here. Let's grab... now, where do I have it? Is it under trailers? Where's my modded one? This guy. Let's grab this guy. Let's grab Papa Smurf's truck. And we'll see if we can get all the way into that tunnel. All the way back to underneath the coal mine. Ignore all the floating railroad crossings. I'm not sure about that grass dryer though. Let's do a U-turn. That's the only thing I'm concerned with. I may have to move this grass dryer. Yeah, I'm going to have to reposition this grass dryer. If not, you're going to be driving on the grass to get to it. So this grass dryer's got to find a new home, and we're going to have a hard time getting in and out of it. So I'm going to end up moving that. Probably going to get rid of this little willow tree right here and make this all concrete. And we'll move that grass dryer. Let's head back this way. Let's get that off the screen. Let's get that off the screen. After I take my break, I'm gonna come back. I want to fix the monorail so we have a liquid car. Now, can we? Yes, we can. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to put a roof underneath the road so you don't see the cars. And we'll have several branches off of this main shaft. I'm going to try and do this underneath like every factory. Now, can we make this turn? Ooh, it's going to be tight. If I came in at a different angle, no, she's going to get stuck. You may have to bring a smaller truck in here. Let's come in at as close to this left wall as I can. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a tractor trailer in here and make the turn. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to have to do something to make this corner wider. So we're going to have to make this corner a little bit wider. Can I force her in with some power? I'm going to have to try and figure out how to widen that corner a little bit. Oh yeah, plenty of room under here. It dropped my icon down. So yeah, I'm going to have to fix that icon. I'm going to have to move some of those icons for the mine. Can it get back out? Oh, going out easier than coming in. Just got to figure out how to widen that turn a little bit. Oh yeah, plenty of room. As long as you don't drive into the water. Alright, so I just got to fix a couple of the icons for... What icon was that? That was underneath one of the loading or unloading symbols. Let me grab a little bit more speed. So it's one of the loading or unloading symbols I'm going to have to move for the mine. So it doesn't fall through the ground. So which one was it? Oh, it's the... Is it the one to buy it? Why do I have a repair trigger here? It could be from the old map. Why do I have a wrench here? Let's teleport to the mine for a minute. Yeah, that's going to be my teleport mode? No. So why do I have the wrench down there? Oh, because I can't buy it up here. Because that's my wrench to buy it. So I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that. So I can't buy the mine right now. Because we can't get to it. So why would it not let me buy it down there? Oop. Get run over by the monorail. Alright, I'll figure that out later. I'm going to throw you all on ending soon. Figure out how to fix that icon so it doesn't fall through the bottom of the map. Appreciate everybody stopping in. I don't know if I do not know if I'll be back on tonight or not. It's already 3:30 my time. I'll may just do a bunch of off-camera work converting mods over from 19 to 22, so we have them ready to build tomorrow. And I gotta fix I'll fix the icon. I may even mess around with the liquid car on the monorail to get that fixed for tomorrow. But appreciate everybody stopping in. Y'all have a great night, and I'll catch you either tonight or tomorrow. Jay Booth, thank you. Have a great night.